and gentlemen, in a word, Cher.
You think that's bad? Wait till you see this.
Where am I? Who are these two fairies? Wagon wheel with Toozy. Oh, it's a podcast? You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to Chermoir, Cher, the Memoir, the podcast, Part One, Chapter 2.
Perfect. You did it. I didn't know how we'd go, but you did it.
I didn't have to do a retake this week. We are still a little traumatized from Chapter 1, which had... There was so much trauma in it. It felt like someone on Australian Idol trying to win by sharing their backstory.
Yeah. But in that version, it's like, oh yeah, Nan died. I'm devastated. Oh, what happened? Well, she was 98. You know, like that's the whole story. They're like, oh yeah, that does happen, doesn't it? I'm sad too.
That doesn't sound sad enough. You're a really good singer, but you don't have enough backstory. I'm sorry. Yeah. I always used to love how you could tell someone was getting kicked out one week because they showed their entire backstory. Yeah. Like throughout the episode, you're like, oh, we're getting too much of him. He's gone.
Yeah. That's what happens on Drag Race. Either they're winning that week or they're going home.
Yep.
It's a lot.
So we're going to launch into this by turning back time.
If I could turn back time.
Oh, yes. I forgot.
All right.
We do the thing.
Yeah, we do a recap of last week. So last week in Chapter 1 and also the preface, as you called it, preface, Cher discovers Ray Charles and Elvis. Then a whole bunch of kids are molested and some of them have babies. One of those babies is Cher's mum, who can sing and is nearly murdered by her own dad.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah.
Just to give a little extra to the turn back time, I thought I should actually turn back time to something I mentioned last week, but then didn't actually elaborate on, which is our intro song.
Oh, yes.
And I thought maybe I should let people know how that actually came about, because I want to give it context.
Okay. I'm sure if Cher fans are listening, they understand every last
They probably
little
understand
syllable.
everything. But what happened was I was trying to come up with something that was like, I wanted it to be recent Cher. I wanted it to be in how she just has a track and she just sings on it now. Yeah. That's the style. So I was like, okay, so
who do you think you're fooling?
Beautiful. So I was like, okay, I want it to be recent Cher, and I thought maybe I'd do like a strong enough slow intro into Cher singing about her own memoir. But of course, the memoir is quite serious. I was like, that's less fun to sing about, at least for a podcast intro. And I was like, wouldn't it be funnier if Cher's just been brought in to the studio to record something, but she doesn't know what it is? And halfway, as they're doing it, she's discovering, oh, it's a podcast? Oh. Yeah. And so then she leaves, and all they have is her kind of commenting on, what is this? Who are these fairies? And then she's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, and leaves. So that's where we ended up. And it's my favourite thing ever.
And is that also in reference to the fact that she doesn't read the book? She just wanders away.
Well, this is actually how we start this chapter. So if we want, should we dive into the Cher break you down sting, whatever that's called? So that we can get into the chapter where she does discuss a little someone called Stephanie.
How did neither of us remember what this section's called?
I think it's called...
I mean, it's going to play now.
I'm Cher, I've always been Cher. I think that's what it's called.
Oh, there you go.
I'm Cher, and I've always been Cher since I was this big.
Do you regret anything?
Oh, almost everything.
Thank you, Cher.
Thank you, Cher. Cher has always been Cher.
So, before we get into the chapter, Cher has another little bit of admin.
Oh,
This is simply titled Pass to Stephanie. So at this point in the audiobook, Cher interrupts herself to tell us that at some point in each chapter, Stephanie J. Block from the Cher Show musical will be taking over the reading. She does not.
Stephanie J. Block? Are you serious?
Yeah. Do you know this person?
Her.
Okay, so she
She
takes
was
over.
the original Elphaba in Wicked before in the tryouts before Idina Menzel took over.
Do you want to know a really fun tidbit?
Back when?
Some
Go.
Melissa Joan Hart chat. So the actress who played Libby Chesler, the mean girl in Sabrina the Teenage Witch, was the original sister. Narcissa? What's her name? No. What's the sister's name in Wicked?
The sister. In the wheelchair, Nessa, dear Nessa.
Nessa. So she was the
I've
original
got
Nessa.
Something to confess.
And also must have been Stephanie's understudy because she also played Elphaba.
Oh.
And there's like really old like YouTube footage of her getting to actually go on.
Wow.
And so she used to always be...
it was like out of town before. So
Yeah.
Idina Menzel took over on Broadway. But
Yes.
there were like out of town trials and things, and she was in all the workshops and stuff.
Yeah, so that's where Libby was
Interesting.
also in.
It's not really, unless you're a total Wicked nerd.
Or a Melissa Joan Hart chat fan.
Or, yeah. But let's pretend it's interesting for this.
Yes. And,
Anyway, I'm glad she's still working.
Well, the thing that always got to me was
So she's in the Cher musical. Is that what you're telling
Yes, Stephanie is
me? Yes.
the lead in the Cher musical. So
Amazing.
Cher doesn't really give an explanation for this. I think we're supposed to go back and be like, oh, it's the dyslexic thing. I think that's what it's about. But it's not
She
clear.
just turns up to
She
be
just turns
Cher.
up about halfway through. And I'm going to try to catch it when she does. Chapter 2. I'm so lonesome I could cry. At 18, so we're 18, we're adults now. Jackie Jean was an accident waiting to happen.
Oh, tell me about it.
She was a hot babe with a great voice and a mane of chestnut hair. She stood 16 hands high and her canter was really coming along. When she said mane, I was like, is she a horse? So I made her a horse. She may have appeared to be a full-grown woman / horse, but she was easily manipulated. Reliable Roy had drilled it into her not to have sex until she's married.
Don't have sex till you're married. Or on a moonlight
Yeah,
swim.
do not with a child. Like, don't do it. Or do it, whatever. Fuck. Jackie thought this meant even kissing.
Oh.
So even kissing, no going around the back of the fingering shed at high school. You know, like...
Fingering shit.
Sorry. There's always somewhere that, you know, I think at our school it was, you know, behind the bike shed or something. I don't know if anyone actually got fingered. But...
At my school, it was the Melbourne Cemetery.
Ew.
Yeah. I went to school right next to the cemetery in Carlton, and it was a lot.
That is a lot.
A lot of people lost their virginity on some grave from the 18th century.
Yeah, oh God. It might have been Grandma Margaret. So, yeah, Jackie was horrified by all of this. So she kept herself to herself
Yes.
for a minute. Just for a minute.
Just for one tiny
then
minute. A moment.
Right. Now we meet Johnny. Johnny's Sarkeesian. Cher's. I used to say Cher, now I say Cher, but Cher came out. I might say both. Cher's smooth-talking father, Johnny Sarkeesian, who was always Mr. Wrong. They met at a big band dance, and he asked her to jitterbug, as you do.
Oh, jitterbug. Ooh,
So they started dating after this little dance, but she refused to sleep with him because they weren't married.
Yes,
Then
very
one
sensible.
night,
Roy's
right?
done. Roy has imparted one vital piece of information that
yeah.
he has managed to talk other people around.
Yes, exactly. So one night in a club where Jackie was working as a singer and a dancer, a customer gave Johnny the money to marry her in Reno because he's like, enough already. You two kids go and get married and do the thing.
And
so
this
Jackie,
was another Johnny.
right? It's very confusing. Jackie and Johnny, along with another couple, went through with it without really thinking. So less
Was
than
the other
24.
one Johnny as well?
Sure, everyone's name is
There's
Johnny.
so many Johnnies in this chapter. I don't know who's who.
So less than 24 hours later, hymen intact, Jackie walked out and she flew home. She's like, I'm not doing it.
No,
But
I don't care
somehow,
if we're married.
right? Somehow, Johnny convinces her to give it 3 months. Just 3 months, babe.
3 months.
You could be married for 3 months. Now, this is around the time that Stephanie takes over, for those who are curious. I try where possible to let you know when Stephanie's taking over. So I'm actually going to get a different person to read someone else.
Okay.
So
I did Johnny and Johnny. No.
I did think it would be funny if we swapped, but then I was like, but that's not going to make sense because I'm writing the poshnopsis.
Yeah. I can read the poshnopsis.
I can barely read it. So you can say, you'll be like, what is happening?
That's true. That is true.
So Cher, or Stephanie, describes her father as a heroin addict with a penchant for larceny and a shaky relationship to employment.
Oh.
Johnny was Armenian and Jackie was the first non-Armenian woman to marry into the family, which was disappointing but accepted because Johnny was the favourite. Except she wasn't accepted by his mother who called her too long. I'm not sure if that what is like too tall, too old, too long in the tooth.
Too long. I know it just is. It's like she's gone.
Just too long.
Yeah, I'm not going to finish this.
Yeah.
This sentence.
Oh no, trouble. But the only member of the family that old Jackie got on with was Aunt Roxy. But that wasn't enough to keep the marriage going, sadly. So Jackie walked out and, for some insane reason, went to live with Linda.
Oh, not Linda. Oh.
In a fun twist, Jackie was already pregnant and Linda was not having any of that.
How?
So she took her... Sorry.
How did this... I'm confused. How did her hymen be parted?
Well, because they agreed to give it a go for 3 months and she's married now.
Oh, just in the 3 months. Right.
Just in that 3 months. So she's left and when she's gotten to Grandma Linda's like, you better not be pregnant. We're going to get you a test. And surprise, totes knocked up. Because that was the one Johnny they didn't have, was a condom. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
I appreciate that so much. Thank you.
So this next part, trigger warning, because we should just have a trigger warning all the time. We're talking about an abortion, which it's a controversial topic. So
yes,
we have a cute nickname, which is a bobo.
A bobo.
That's new. We called in the Mariah's memoir early on at some point, someone was talking about abortion and we were like, look, just a cheeky little bobo,
The cheeky little bobo.
So...
Tammy D.
Not a Tammy D. So that's what happens. Linda takes Jackie to get a little bobo, which Cher points out was illegal and dangerous, not unlike it would appear to be today. At the clinic, though, she couldn't go through with it, and that is the only reason we have Cher today. So while grateful to be here, Cher acknowledges a woman's right to choose. So she doesn't...
And I think I finally understood now why Linda is given such shade in that first chapter. Because Linda tried to have Cher
Cher-minated.
Yeah.
Oh, God. It's all right. We're already going to hell. It's already happening.
Yeah, we're going to hell for the bum sex. This is just going to get us in the VIP area.
Yeah. Where Cher is. So it's all good.
Amazing. Yeah.
Linda
and many drag queens impersonating her.
Yeah, mostly drag queens impersonating her.
Yeah.
Linda was mad and kicked her out because she didn't get the little bobo, the termination. So Jackie returned to Johnny and one of them. And when she started to show, it was deemed indecent for her to sing in public.
Yeah.
Okay. With no money, Johnny moved them to a town near Mexico where he convinced his father to buy a trucking company for him to run. At first, things were good until Johnny started playing poker. Jackie went into labour a month early and Cher was born. She's here. She has arisen. Beautiful.
That was the angels.
Mother Inferior.
Announcing the arrival.
Yeah. The night before, Linda had a psychic dream and decided to care again, I guess. So she made her partner Charlie, uncertain if this is the nephew, but Charlie, she made him drive her to the hospital. When the nurse asked what the baby's name was, Jackie decided to call her Sherilyn, mixing the names Cheryl and Linda. Cheryl after Lana Turner's daughter and Linda after her mother. It was only years later, when she went to officially change her name to Cher, that they discovered her name was simply listed as Cheryl. When questioned, Jackie was like, I was only a teenager. I was in a lot of pain. Give me a break. What do you want me to say?
Which is the moment I thought maybe some sympathy for Linda would kick in, but it did not.
No. Early on, things were okay. Jackie was doing the mum thing and Johnny seemed to be behaving. That is until he lost his trucking business in a card game. Whee!
Oh my God.
Accidental truck business loss.
The trucking business that was gifted to him, basically.
Yes,
by
that
family.
he talked his father into giving him. Yeah, it's wild. What a legend.
I thought Roy was a problem.
Right? So they lost everything and had to move into I can't remember how am I supposed to say this? Concert hut? Concert hut? How do you say that?
Concert hut, yes.
Is it a concert hut? In the desert.
Hut. Yeah.
I've written
the ones. They're like the military
dome.
Things. Yeah.
One of those.
How do you pronounce it?
I did look it up, but then forgot to write down the...
Oh, yeah, Quonset.
Quonset hut, okay.
Or Quonset hut, yeah.
So they moved into one of those in the desert. And Jackie threatened to leave, but Johnny said he had a plan to go to New York to his sister's house. It's fine. So
I mean, can you imagine living in that thing in the desert?
Oh my God,
it's
so
just
hot.
It's
crazy.
Just a tin shed.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing in... Oh
Nothing.
my God.
So 50 hours on a Greyhound bus later, Johnny confessed...
50 hours sitting next to the toilet.
I know. Johnny confessed that he'd stolen a car in Mexico and sold it to get the money to flee. But now there's a warrant for his arrest. Also, Johnny's sister didn't have the money or the room for them to stay. Like,
why did he
go to my
go
sister's...
across the country to nobody that wanted him?
So Jackie had to get a job as a hat check girl at the Copacabana. Yep. But thanks to her impressive gams, her mobster boss upgraded her to cigarette girl.
Oh, yeah, because they walk around carrying the cigarettes just in their undies.
Yeah.
Oh, and stockings, but mostly just undies.
And it was a popular place, so she made some decent money. But just after her first check, just as things were going well, Johnny decided...
starting to turn around.
Right. Johnny was like, nah, soz, babe, the cops are onto me. Let's go to Scranton. I'll get work, I swear. Right? But, of course, that alleged work in Scranton never happened. So it's like, we've gone across the country. Now we're in Scranton. I've got a job, babe, I swear. Didn't happen. So then Johnny said he'd go back to New York to get some money from his sister, even though we've established she didn't have any.
She got no cash.
She's got no cash. And Jackie could work as a waitress. It was decided by Johnny that... so it was decided by Johnny that they'd send Cher to a children's home for a few weeks. Just a couple of weeks. We'll just send her there.
Just a couple of weeks.
A couple of weeks will be fine.
An afternoon.
Just look, it's like creche, you know?
Yes, it's just like creche, but they sleep overnight. It's fine, babe.
Exactly.
It's fine.
So Johnny persuaded, i.e. sucked off, a priest, and bing bang bong, they found a spot for Cher for 2 weeks.
He was a junkie. They do anything.
And a junkie and a priest. You know, what else is going to happen?
I know. Yeah, I've seen that video.
Right? So Jackie got a job in a diner.
It ended in Bukkake. It was very strange. I don't know where those other priests came
Where's
from.
Bukkake? Is that next to Scranton?
Yeah, that's down the road from Scranton.
Bukkake. So Suffolk Array.
Bukkake, Illinois. Suffolk Array! Oh my God! I thought we were starting fresh with this book. No. And the Glitter Plus, we've had a rebrand. It's a whole new thing. All of our old jokes are back to haunt us.
Of course they are. Because we've still got the classic, the Mariah listeners, hopefully, maybe.
I feel sorry for the people who have to go back and listen to all these things to work out.
It's okay. They'll pick it up. They're smart. They'll pick it up.
Yeah.
So as all this is happening, Jackie got a job in a diner where she worked 12-hour shift. 12-hour shift 7 days a week. Just a casual 12-hour shift.
Just a casual 12-y, 7 days a week. It sounds like she works in television.
It does. Life was lonely and Jackie struggled without her husband and child. She managed to find a better paying job as a waitress and singer and could visit Cher twice a week. That's nice.
Twice a week?
Just twice a week.
It's heaps.
Stop visiting me, Mum.
I can suck on this nun's nipple. I'm fine.
Oh, no, not a nun nipple. They'd be dry. Surely
there was a wet nurse nun there.
No. Is that what a wet nurse is?
Yeah, a wet nurse is a woman who stays in, who's been pregnant and then just stays like fully milked up, and
Fully
feeds.
milked up. Beautiful.
Fully milked up.
Imagery.
It's a technical phrase. I told you we were going to learn some things about the plight of women in this podcast. I didn't say we were going to be sensitive about it.
Fully milked up. So things seemed all good until she discovered she was pregnant again.
Oh no.
So obviously Johnny's come back for, just before he left for New York, he's like, oh, come on, one more time, let's go. So she managed to persuade a well-off regular customer named Dave to help her get a little Shermanation. Come on, Dave. I've got Cher, and now I need a Shermanation. The procedure was arranged, and afterwards Jackie was in a lot of pain, spending 3 weeks in bed.
Oh no, it went wrong.
Right, oh my God. After this, she asked what would have happened if she hadn't survived. And Dashing Dave, as I call him, said, oh, that's easy. We'd have dumped your body in the river. No biggie.
Yeah. Big
What?
Steve.
Oh, yeah, if that hadn't happened, you'd die and we'd put you in the river. It's fine.
Because everyone would have been arrested is the upshot of that. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Because it's all very dangerous at this point in time, as it is kind of now. So as soon as she could, Jackie tried to get Cher out for a day, but the nuns wouldn't allow it. They would only let her look at Cher through a window. And when she looked through the window, little Cher was crying, holding onto her cot like prison bars, as Adam showed us last week. And
I'm doing it again now. But you
I can't see.
I'm frozen.
You just look like
just a mysterious voice on the other end.
You look like a vomiting frog prince from The Simpsons.
Don't make me put that
Weird.
picture in
That was so funny. So the Mother Inferior, as she's known, felt that because Jackie worked in a place that sold liquor, she must be an unwed devil-worshipping whore.
Oh.
Right? And then, of course, Johnny just never came back.
Johnny?
He's like, no, he never sent word, and Cher remained stuck in the children's home. When Mother Inferior declared Jackie was unfit and Cher should be adopted out, Jackie went back to Dave, who was the little Shermanation guy, who worked on the city council. So he helped Jackie with a train ticket, marched into the children's home, and demanded that they hand over Cher, which they did. Cher's not sure how long she was in there. So it's sort of a thing, but she said
I mean, she has a good idea because she couldn't walk when she went
No, exactly. She said, like, I went in, I wasn't walking, I was just kind of crawling around. And then by the time she got out, I'm walking in Memphis, as she's known to do.
Walking in Melville.
Beautiful. Almost 50 years later, Cher wrote, sang, and produced a song called Sisters of Mercy, which detailed this time.
It did.
When she played it for her mother, she sobbed. But Cher felt that it helped take some of the pain away.
Yeah.
While some members of the Catholic Church were mad, the rest were happy that it took the heat off of all the other shit they were up to. Like, thank you, Cher, for putting this out, because we're hiding some other stuff. So Jackie was never able to look at that photo that she took at the children's home. She could not talk about it, and ultimately, Cher never saw it.
Never saw it.
Never got to see it.
Well, she told us that at the start of the last one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is the chapter 2. Are we ready to get some opinions?
It's my professional opinion.
So this was still quite shocking in parts, but it was a little easier to follow as a chapter.
Yeah.
A couple of less characters. It wasn't as bogged down in the detail, so I felt a little more able to connect to the feelings in the story. It was sort of, I think his Cher's shown up. So I'm like, okay.
Yes. It's
Here
exciting.
we
We've got baby Cher. She's
Baby
an infant
Cher.
and she's in baby prison, but she's alive.
And mum and dad are struggling to sort of keep things going.
And also, she says it's a long time between being placed in baby prison and being put out on day release.
Yes.
But I suspect because she's Cher, she just could walk straight away.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Like she's picked it up straight away.
Well,
like
she was
I
6
don't think
foot
it was a
straight
long
away.
time.
Yeah.
She's just up and out straight away.
Yeah. No, that's
in
true.
a fabulous gown.
So I have gone for a matching score of 8 out of 10.
From the
Because-
last chapter.
From the last chapter, because I think that one was maybe a little fuller with detail, but heavy at times. This one lightened up a little.
A little.
But was a lot easier to follow. So I thought, yeah, all right, balances out for me. So I'm going for another 8. What about you?
Yeah. I'm similar. I didn't have as much to say. I thought the last chapter was misery porn. This is, even though less happens, more traumatic. Like I felt like, we were getting dot points of trauma. Here we're getting,
Like a fool.
this horrible thing happened to me, and I was told I was going to be chucked in the river. Well, my mum was going to be chucked in the river.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
And I was just like, I just got to the end of this chapter and thought, hasn't Jackie Jean been through enough?
I know, it's a
Like,
lot.
she's been paraded around, singing on bars. She's had Uncle Molesto look after her. She's had, been dragged from one side of the country to the other. Now it's happening again as an adult. And you're like, why? Like, Jackie, I mean, calm down. Like, what is, like, you don't
down,
need to behave like your parents. Like, you don't need to go, my dad was a lunatic who had a substance abuse problem and dragged me all around the country and kept getting teenage girls knocked up. So what I'm going to do is hook up with a man who has a substance abuse problem and he's going to drag me around the country
Yeah, literally.
and getting me knocked up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where it can get confusing with the characters in the story. Of like, wait, didn't this? Oh no, that was Linda. Oh, now it's Jackie. Okay.
So I just want to know if, I don't know the name of the girl, but the girl that plays Veronica in Riverdale. I need her to be optioning every sentence of this chapter for 17 Hallmark movies where she plays Jackie Jean. Because she's great. I love her. And
Who's
she's
playing
kind of
Cher?
sassy.
Who's playing
Cher? Cher plays baby Cher. She's had enough work done, babe. She looks like a baby. Just like tie your hair back and put on a bald cap and a little bow,
God.
and
No, she'd
Cher
have to
can
have a
play
full
baby
wig.
Cher.
No, I want her to have a full wig. Like, just be literally just Cher in a like a leather jacket and like skinny
spangly.
pants. And no one.
If I could turn back time outfit, but in prison.
Yeah. And like, instead of like actual cries, she's just like, wow, I'm sad.
Wow. I'm sad. My mama left me. My mama left me.
Here for it. And
Anyway,
what
if
score?
you wondered if this podcast would get off the rails, here we are. Again, same as the last chapter. I appreciated more meat on the bones of the trauma. I didn't love the trauma, but I liked that we got, more of a kind of insight into Jackie Jean than we did in her many traumas in the last chapter. But so still 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Like less trauma,
We've been
more in-depth trauma.
nice, equal. Perfect. Is it time to turn back time?
Let's turn back time and see what we would have done different.
And I can turn back down.
Mine's simple. Because it sort of ties back into that idea of, Jackie Jean repeating history.
Yeah.
So instead of following Johnny all around the place from bloody Scranton to Bukkake, I would have had her going... I would have left her... I would have stayed in New York and worked at the Copacabana for the mob. It still would have been fun. Like, there would have been some drama stories there.
Like,
But,
look, if she was getting a decent paycheck, she could have put Cher into care. Cher care.
Share into cash. It's going to happen a lot, these kind of things.
Cher care. Did I tell you I wrote a thing for Hard Quiz where it was like... It was about inflatable things, and remember in the 90s, inflatable furniture was all the go, and so it was about which of these pop stars had their own branded inflatable chair, and it was like Britney Spears and NSYNC and The Cause, and The Cher chair.
The Cher chair.
But it wasn't a real thing. It was the Britney Spears chair.
I was going to say, I feel like I remember Britney having one.
Oh, yeah. She had an inflatable chair.
Oh, my God. Bless.
Anyway, Cher care. So, yeah, that's your change. That's your
That's my
reversal.
change. What would you do if you could turn back time?
Look, last time I banned capitalism.
Yes.
It was a big change. This time, I'm getting rid of the church. So not only did the Catholic Church imprison baby Cher, they're the reason her mum nearly died in a backyard abortion, because it's because of them that it's illegal. So it's a whole circle of violence. And also, on a writing sense, you know how I like to rewrite the chapter? Because, the past one, we had, a very different kind of vibe. But I would have just maybe given one of the Johnnies a fake name. Like, we never meet him again.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or just call him some guy. But then we never would have gotten your glorious a third Johnny joke. So
Exactly.
so it wasn't all for nothing.
No. Oh, God. All the Johnnies. So many Johnnies.
All the Johnnies. So what is your rename of this chapter?
My rename, it's hearkening to something iconic. Because we do have the arrival of Cher.
Yes, Cher's arrival.
So there was only one name I could think of.
Yes.
A Cher is born.
A Cher is born.
That's it.
It's beautiful.
Everyone go home. We're done.
I love it. So I wanted to call it Sisters of Mercy after that wild song that she's written. Because, I've decided I'm also going to name every chapter after a song title.
Yes. Yeah.
But I had to go back to one of our favourites from the Mariah Carey book.
Uh-oh.
It's Prisoner. Because Cher was a
I don't
baby
want to be a prisoner, as sung by Taylor Dane.
Oh my God, imagine Cher sang Prisoner.
Oh, how would that go?
Baby, you don't think that I'm strong enough?
I'm trying to do
of your love.
I'm trying to think of the spoken word bits, the rap bits. I'd be like, how would that go? Oh no, it's a lot. I'm just gonna stick to you. Got to be fucking kidding me. And I'm walking out of the room.
Oh dear. Well, that's our rename and our remix.
Yes.
The turn back to y'all.
Y'all.
It's time to have a look at the tits on her back.
If I want to put my tits on my back, it's nobody's business but my own.
This is where we find our favourite Cherism, our favourite moment from the Chermoir. What have you landed on?
So I had a couple of honourable mentions that I'll touch on. One was simply having not yet found her sass.
Yes.
Was something about Jackie Jean. There was also, she never loved or trusted him. Yeah, mom, whatever. As Cher puts it in the book. But my favourite one, just because it's like, it's just the way that it's said. And of course, it's Stephanie as Cher reading it, which is, do you even know my real name, mom? It's such an accusation. Do you even know it? Like, she's just discovered that her name is not
Sherilyn.
Sherilyn.
She's been told all her life.
And it's like, do you even know mom? Like, it's such a
She's
child.
probably
like,
50 at the time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, she's Cher at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I just thought it was so funny. So what about you? What was your Cherism for the week?
I didn't think this was going to happen already in episode 2.
Have we
but
managed?
it was, do you even know my real name, Mum?
Look, it just means it's certified. Certified.
It was the most
Official.
certified moment of all time.
It was just, it's the mom.
We keep doing the weirdest.
Yeah.
fucking
But it's because things like that also remind me of her tweets.
Yes.
Where she'll just say something
which are in
really
capitals,
random,
always.
which are in capitals.
With a couple of eggplants.
Yeah.
Let's not go into it.
It's just like, she'll just say things. Like, I remember one time, I think she just wanted someone to call her.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember who it was, but it was someone famous.
Yeah.
Like, she's like...
Kirstie Alley, call me.
Yeah, literally. It was, but it wasn't even Kirstie Alley. It was like, I've lost your number, Kirstie. Call me. what? Who's cursed? Is it me? And I think whoever it was, I wish I remember who it was, but they were like, is she talking to me? Might have been like Jimmy Fallon or someone like that.
It could have been anyone.
Oh my gosh, she's so funny.
I love her. She's the best. But that did feel like also a very Cher moment. Like it was such a, do you even know my real name, Mom?
Yeah. You can imagine her doing that in Silkwood. Or,
Yes.
like, that's probably the era that we're talking about.
Even when she descends from the clouds in Will and Grace and tries to sell one of her songs.
Yeah. Well, that's how I came up with who are these fairies? Because she said, someone's going to pay for the dancing fairies. So I was like, what would Cher say in the recording booth?
Oh my God.
What random sayings?
This is... thank you for bringing some lightness to what has been a really challenging chapter.
Yeah.
The first two chapters have been a lot. I'm hoping we get some fabulosity, some real Cher as we head into chapter 3. But I am not hopeful.
Well, as I
I'm
always
hopeful,
say,
but I feel like we're going to get more Jackie Jean trauma.
well, because as always, I have prepared that in advance, and I have no recollection.
Okay.
So who knows? Anything could happen. We could be straight up to Mermaid's Cher in the next chapter. It could be 2016. Nobody knows.
Winona and Christina Ricci could be there straight away. Like she'll just be like, I channeled this into my performance as that.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have some fluff and crap?
Fluff and crap.
I have no flap or crap going on.
No,
I'm
me
having a
either.
rest. Oh, let's have a rest. Let's have a Cher
Fabulous.
rest.
Yep.
Yeah. On the Cher's lounge.
Exactly. Yeah. Stupid. I'll sit on the Britney Spears inflatable.
Yeah, and I'll sit on the
have
Cher's lounge.
Oh my God. Well, that's easy.
Awesome.
We can run away.
So join us next time for more of Chermoir.
Whatever this is.
Cher, the memoir, the podcast. Part one. Chapter 3.
Yeah.
Also, if you are a subscriber to Glitter Plus, you may have noticed our other little treats popping up. It's a strange world we live in here in the Glitter Plus world. And don't forget, you can go back and check out our old podcasts. If you are a new Cher scriber, to Glitter Plus, we have me. I am a memoir, the meaning of Mariah Carey, where we went through the whole of Mariah Carey's memoir and where most of these segments came from, and her discography, and the regular verse, where we did not read a single syllable of Jennifer Lopez's biography because it looked like a picture book, and but we did listen to all of her songs. So if you want to go to the regular verse and find out how we feel about Jennifer dropping the N-bomb during one of her songs.
Oh my God.
You'll hear all about it.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us if you're new, and thank you for sticking around for the Chermoir here in Glitter Plus.
Play
All right.
us.
Bye, lovelies.
Hey. Where am I? Who are these two fairies? Wagon Wheel with Toozy. Oh, it's a podcast? You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Glitter Plus.